close today, and by that we are also closing the radiology seminar, and we are then fully backed and nurtured for the main conference, which is starting tomorrow. So let us go into that directly, because it has been a long day. And by the way, I just want to note for translators that I have sent the meditation into WhatsApp. Can Michael transmit them to the translators?
Tia, are you going over the discussion part today? Or are we just going into meditation?
I don't know what I have done today. I was just looking again for a while ago, and I said, oh gosh, I said wrongly to people that there is going to be the panel today. So sorry. Hey, all my friends, come along and please take over. I'm hopeless. Yes, dear friends, we are supposed to start now in 2 minutes the panel, Sunray panel, and please, all of you, write your questions and start immediately. You have a fantastic possibility to have these very serious and how it is said, dedicated presenters available, and use them, as it is one of those dedications. Use me, Master, use me. So use these presenters.
Okay, we have some questions from yesterday's open session. I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to get to all of them, but I have a couple of them picked out, and then hopefully we can work on some today as well. Anne Parker says, when it comes to the law of repulse, could one assume it also repulses things or traits which were at one time beneficial and purposeful, but whose time has concluded and no longer serve to make way for the next stage?
So Eva, is that on your?
Well, she actually answered that yesterday.
Oh, did she? Okay, well then we'll move on to the next one. Gloria says, it's important to see what color you do not like. It has much to convey. I think of it as a repulse if you don't like it.
Yeah, that can be.
I was just going to say that right now we're all into skin tones and hair color, and I don't know if that's such a good rule anymore, because we're much more educated as to what goes with what skin color and all of that. So, they have that whole color scheme that you can look at the colors, what suits your skin, what doesn't. So, I know that certain colors don't look good on me. Does that mean I don't like that color? Not really.
And then Ishtar continued the color theme. She says, color pink is scientifically not real. It is a frequency our brain converts to this color in our brain. Esoterically, could this be something in evolution to actually see and know? Because white is all colors. And she put a website here on the color pink.
So
but it doesn't.
There's colors on the physical plane, and there are colors on the other planes. And, DK talks about how even the most vibrant physical plane color is nothing like the radiance of the colors on the higher planes. And I think, you'd probably want to think of pink in terms of rose, You know, in fact, I think in Italian it is rosa, isn't it? The color pink, rosa. I know that. Anyway, it is. It's, you could say pink is a lighter shade of rose. You know, which definitely ties it to the sixth ray, and that's. I would argue that that is a true and real color, despite what our brain does with it on the physical plane, that on the higher planes, you know, DK says the 7 ray colors are primary colors, but on the physical plane, we only have 3, you know, primary colors. But that's just physical plane reality, you know, doesn't reflect the true nature of color.
You're right about that, Francis. I think DK calls for the 6th ray the silvery rose.
Yeah.
What that is, a silvery rose.
Yeah.
In Letters on Occult Meditation, there's a letter there, you know, letter 7, that is the use of color and sound. And he does some really good, you know, he tells us some really good thing about colors in there. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, you can say that like the magenta color or the fuchsia color is a mixture of wavelengths, similar how white is the mixture of all wavelengths together, where most colors, as we understand them or as we perceive them with the eye, they're based on a frequency, where red is a low frequency up to violet is a high frequency. However, with the color rainbow, you can wrap the circle around and then have between red and purple have the magenta color, and that color is not a single frequency, but is the red frequency and the purple frequency mixed together. And so when our eye sees that, what we're seeing is both frequencies coming together. Again, similar to how white is all frequencies together. So in that sense, you can say that the magenta pink is quote unquote not a color, which means that it's not a single wavelength, but rather multiple wavelengths coming together to affect us at once.
Yeah, but still, that's the physical plane. Science around how the eye perceives colors through rods and cones, which is a limitation of perception ultimately.
And he also talks about how in the first solar system, you know, the colors were all muddy and brown and gray, and then green was the synthesizing color. And in this sort of a system, we see them differently. We've evolved enough to where we see colors differently. And indigo is the synthesizing color. And then in the next solar system, red will be the synthesizing color. And he tells us it'll be a red that we have no conception of, that it will be so luminous and beautiful. And so it depends on our ability to see, both physical and then etheric and higher. You know, sooner or later we will all get there to see these colors the way that they are meant to be.
And also in Letters on Meditation, page 224, he speaks about exoteric and esoteric colors. And he says, in this statement, as to the esoteric significance of the colors, I would have you now tabulate, even if you found it in the secret doctrine, in order to form the basis of such later communication as I may seek to impart. He says, exoteric purple corresponds to the esoteric blue. Exoteric yellow, it corresponds to esoteric indigo. Exoteric cream to the esoteric yellow. Exoteric white to the esoteric violet. So I think this matter of color, and that as Francis was saying, the colors are different on astral plane, on mental plane, on the buddhic plane. It's very, it's like an open invocation we are doing, because it depends from the point of evolution, the recognition of the different colors in the different planes, but also they may deal with some perspectives. For example, here in this conference, 7 rays colors are used, but for example, we are using another table of decay, which gives the green to the 6th ray and the yellow to the 3rd ray and the indigo or white to the 4th ray, and is from decay itself. So it's interesting always the teaching of decay, because it's very challenging to develop intuition, to understand the system of perspectives to present a truth. So colors is really a topic that probably in the next dispensation he will clarify that. But if you consider the 3 colors in the matter aspect, the 3 primary colors are magenta, red, the blue, cyan, and the yellow of cadmium. I was a painter, so I know the technical names of that. But the light primary colors are red, flame red, blue, and green. And if you unite 3 beams of light of these colors, you have the white light. So it's really the 3 that recomposes the unity. But on the pigments, on the colors of the painter are magenta, cyan, and yellow cadmium. So it's interesting because probably some tables by decay are from maybe an activity 3rd ray perspective. The other table is from a 2nd ray meditative perspective. We don't know, but it's interesting to ponder and to, as Francis was reminding in the breakout, not to be stuck to only one perspective. You find the word scientific for the 6th ray, the devotion, the 5th ray, and so on. So, especially for colors.
One really great way to get a sense of the higher meaning of colors is through a study of the colors of the petals, because he describes what these colors represent. Like, for instance, on the highest tier of petals, yellow comes in, and it's actually channeling Buddhic plane energy to the person who's working at that ray. So these colors are like streams of energy. I mean, DK completely changes the English language, and color is a perfect example, like love, which is not sentiment, right? Well, color is not just a surface experience perceived by the eye. It's an impressing energy, So, yeah.
Yeah, and he says about the colors that it's the most secured or veiled subject from humanity at this time.
Yeah. And also the Blavatsky, the Secret Doctrine, gives different colors. And in the 3rd or last book, Prabhupada's gives, these are the real colors and so on. And so she gives to the higher manas, the indigo, and to the lower manas, the green, which we know that manas is orange as a general energy. But for the principles in man, the higher manas is indigo and the lower manas is green. So it depends from what we are considering, what atom,
That's right.
what unit we are considering.
Yeah. He says about the green note that green note is the note of the nature.
Exactly.
And then the indigo is the note of the soul. And BL was mentioning about the next solar system. He also says that in next solar system, we will have the sky, which is red. And that is interesting to think about the sky, because now it is blue. So in earlier system, it was green.
Any other questions?
Well, Greg says, as Francis has discussed in his many web discussion groups, we're also beginning to develop expression of a kind of etheric vision, which will change all our current perceptions of color in this current solar system.
I said that.
Very good.
And then we have another question on a different topic